Today, we're diving into a major medical breakthrough that really feels like a detective story. For decades, scientists have been chasing a hidden link between one of the most common viruses on the planet and a truly devastating autoimmune disease. Well, they finally cracked the case, so let's get into it.
Take a look at this number, 95%. So what's that? Well, that's the percentage of adults who are infected with a little something called the Epstein-Barr virus, or EBV. The odds are, if you're watching this virus is quietly living inside your body right now.
And according to Dr. William Robinson, the lead researcher on the study we're talking about, it's pretty much impossible to avoid. It gets passed through saliva, usually when we're kids. And for most of that 95%, it does, well, absolutely nothing after that first infection. But for a small number of people, it can unleash total chaos.
And that brings us to the huge question that has stumped the medical world for years, right? If almost all of us have this thing, why does it only flip a switch and trigger a terrible disease in a tiny fraction of us? This question has been a stubborn lock that no one could pick. Until now.
Okay, so let's properly introduce our two main characters in the story. On one side, you've got the Epstein-Barr virus, which is practically everywhere. And on the other, you have the mysterious autoimmune disease, lupus. So what is lupus? Well, it's a condition where your body's own defense system basically gets confused. Instead of fighting off actual invaders like germs or bacteria, it turns on itself and starts attacking your own healthy tissues and organs. And the symptoms? They can be anything from just fatigue and skin rashes all the way to severe damage to your heart, your kidneys, and even your brain. And right now, there's no cure. Now, scientists have known for a long time that there was some kind of connection here. In fact, pretty much every single person with lupus is also infected with EBV. So they knew who was at the scene of the crime, but they had no idea how the crime was being committed. The actual mechanism, that trigger, was a total black box. So how did they finally find the smoking gun? Well, it took a brand new approach and some pretty revolutionary technology to hunt down this microscopic culprit.
The whole investigation centered on these guys right here, B cells. You can think of them as the intelligence officers of your immune system. They're the ones who identify foreign invaders, they create these custom weapons we call antibodies, and they rally all the other immune cells to join the fight. They are absolutely critical for keeping us healthy.
But here's the twist. Not all B cells are the same. Our bodies naturally produce some B cells that actually have the potential to attack our own tissues. We call these autoreactive. Now, don't worry. Our body has this brilliant safety system that usually keeps them dormant, in a kind of sleepy, inactive state, so they can't cause any trouble. And this was the massive problem that stopped everyone for decades. See, EBV loves to hide out inside these B cells, but it only infects a tiny, tiny fraction of them. Trying to find that one infected B cell among hundreds of billions of others, it was a true needle in a haystack problem. It was basically impossible, until a new kind of high-precision sequencing tech came along that let researchers finally zoom in and find them. And the second they could isolate those specific cells, they figured it all out. They discovered exactly how this virus pulls off its devastating takeover. This is the moment the whole story changes. Okay, so the first huge clue was this. In a perfectly healthy person, only about 1 in every 10,000 B cells is infected with EBV. But in someone with lupus, that number shoots up to 1 in 400. That is a 25-fold increase. It was crystal clear the virus was doing something very specific in these patients. So what is it doing? Well, the researchers found that the virus produces this one single, incredibly powerful protein called EBN2. Think of it like the master switch, or maybe the key that starts the engine of destruction. And this whole sequence is just wild. First, the virus makes that EBNA2 protein. That protein then attaches itself to parts of our own DNA and literally flips on human genes that are normally silent. And once those genes are awake, they turn on other genes that scream inflammation, creating this dangerous chain reaction. The B cell gets completely reprogrammed. It goes from being a sleeping guard to a rogue commander, ordering a full-scale assault against the body's own tissues. As Dr. Robinson puts it, the virus doesn't just infect these potentially dangerous cells, it rewires them from the inside out. He says it turns them into diabolical overlords that then go on to orchestrate the entire autoimmune attack that we call lupus.
So, cracking this code is obviously a massive scientific win. But what does it actually mean for the millions of people living with this disease? Well, this discovery kicks off a completely new era for how we can treat it.
And you really need to let this sink in for a moment. The researchers don't think this viral hijack is just one possible cause of lupus. They believe it is the cause in 100% of all cases. That is an absolutely monumental claim that completely changes how we think about this disease. And the shockwaves from this could go way beyond lupus. Scientists now suspect this exact same viral hijacking mechanism might be the trigger for other major autoimmune diseases that have puzzled us for so long. Diseases like multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, and Crohn's disease. So this isn't just a key to one lock, it could be the master key to a whole set of them.
And this new knowledge opens up brand new strategies for fighting back. We could create therapies that are designed to hunt down and destroy only the EBV-infected B cells, leaving all the healthy ones alone. We could push forward with preventative vaccines, which are already in trials, to stop the virus from ever getting a foothold in the first place. Or we could even use cutting-edge treatments like CAR T-cell therapy to basically re-engineer a patient's own immune system to fix the problem and give it a total reset.
You just don't hear a scientist with a long and successful career make a statement that's this definitive very often. Dr. Robinson's own words really highlight how fundamental this breakthrough is. It's not just another small step forward, it's a giant leap in how we understand autoimmunity.
Which leaves us with this one last, incredibly hopeful question. For so long, these diseases have been a total mystery. But now that we finally know the trigger, are we actually on the verge of not just treating, but preventing, or maybe even curing an entire class of these devastating diseases?
And finally, just the important reminder that the information we've talked about today is for educational purposes only and is not meant to be medical advice. Please always talk with a qualified healthcare professional for any questions you have about your own health. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for being here with me today. Remember, small choices create big changes. Keep nourishing your health with love and consistency. See you in the next Vital Elixir video.